Welcome to planning and stamping stuff. Planning and stamping stuff. I have a YouTube video, but I wanted to come on here first and start here, and then it's going to be transferred over to my YouTube video. But this is just practice right now. So this evening, I'm coming to you with the video. With me, while I'm crafting, I may just start singing. I may make up a song. That's just what I do. That's how I feel when I'm crafting. Crafting is therapy. It's relaxing, but it's also allowing me to be creative. So today, what we're going to do today is we're going to make an envelope for our slim card, our mini slim cards. So come over to my board and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So over here, so you see my hands, listen, my fingernail had a tragedy and it hasn't gotten fixed. And so until then, we just gonna have to keep rolling. I'm very young looking, I know, but my hands tell my true age. So we won't even talk about it. So today for this tutorial, you're going to need some sort of styling bone folder or something for scoring. You can either use this or just a regular bone folder. Doesn't matter. If you don't have a scoreboard, you could do this still too. Does not matter. We are going to go through this. So let me show you a few examples. You're going to need you some type of adhesive. I don't know what adhesive you use, but I do like the Ranger Glossy. I use the dots. I use some other adhesives for this. We're just going to use this because we're just doing practice. You're going to need something to trim on. I use my Memory Keeper Works. I love this because it has all the measurements here, and also I can score on here. I can make tassels. I can make tags. This just works for me. I love it. You're going to also need a piece of paper, cardstock, 8.5 by 5. If you have a 12 by 12, you could use that too. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to give you some measurements. The way that this goes, I don't know if I'm going to be able to put the measurements up because I'm using a different system. So we will see. This is my card right here, one of my cards that I've made. I used tulle on this. I used some other little embellishments that I have. Kept it simple, but this was a few practice cards because I had to get the measurements right. In the description box, I do have a link to, I cannot think of her name. I watch her videos all the time. She is my inspiration when I need to come up with an envelope for my Slimline minis. This is one. It's a top over Slimline mini. I use the ink, alcohol ink set that I tried out. I'll go ahead and plug it right now. It's through Ranger. Actually, I think Joann's has this on sale, but I think it's only on sale until today. But nevertheless, I use that kit. So using the kit, it also comes with the stamp. So I played around with that. I do have another Slimline card that I use that I simply absolutely adore. And if anybody wants this, it is available. I only have one, but hey, I like it that way because you don't have to worry about anybody else having one like you. So here was a trial and error one that I did have to make. As I stated in my earlier, I will list, I cannot think of her name, but I will list her. Here I just used a couple of sheets of paper. They were 1 inch and I scored those in half, and I went ahead and put them along here just to give it a little bit more depth. No, I messed up on this one. This was a trial and error. So I fixed it that way. I added a tool bow, added some little embellishments, and inside here is the card for this one. So this card, also alcohol ink. I used a different type of paper. I did stamp it with my Stamp It Up. I did use my ink embossing. I had some dies, and this is open for a sentiment. So this is a side open one that I have. So this is the envelope that we're going to make this evening. So if you're ready, let's get started. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to take your 8.5 by 11 cardstock. You can use 65 pound, you can use 110 pound, you can use however, the weightier the better, right? The weightier the better. For this tutorial, I will be using a 65 pound weight cardstock. Find your right side. Most cardstocks do have a right side and a wrong side. So we're going to begin our cut now. So what we're going to do is, this is your 11 and a half. Sometimes I have the problem too with cutting. Which way do I cut? I know we get that. This is my 8.5 by 5, and along here's my 11. I'm going to take it to the 11 on my scoreboard. As you can see right now, at 11, what we want to do is cut this at 9 1/8. I'm telling you, this We Are Memory Keepers works, has the numbers down to every fraction that you need. So 9.5, 9 by 1/8, and then you should be left with this little piece right here. We're going to set that aside over here. And then before we're doing any scoring, we're going to go ahead and turn it, because we want our 8.5 by 5, because we're going to cut this at 7 inches. 7 inches. So go ahead and we're going to cut this right at 7 inches. This comes with interchangeable blades, and you can just change them out. I don't believe this one is for scoring purposes. I don't know, but anyway, we don't worry about it. This comes with a bone folder that attaches here. I'll do a video one time. I know they're all on YouTube, but I'll do a video. So we've cut this at 7. So we should have 9 1/8 by 7, right? So now we're going to rotate this back where I want the 9 1/8, and we're going to score this now. With the We Are Memory Keepers, this switch is over here. Begin to trim and score here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and, this is my wrong side. I'm going to go ahead and put this, should be at 9 1/8, 9 1/8 right here. Then what we're going to do, let me bring up some more lighting, because this doesn't seem like it's enough light. I'm on a glass table. We Are Memory Keepers glass table. So I'm going to use this to score, and our first scoring on the 9-inch line will be 1 3/4. So here I'll find my 1 3/4, and I'll go ahead and 3/4, 1 3/4, and score. Then we're going to need to go down, just walk on down, right here. We're going to score at 5 3/4. 5 3/4, we're going to score. Yes, yes. Then we're going to turn this paper around. Yes, this is what we're going to do. And we're going to go on the 7 inches. And here at the 7-inch mark right here, we're on the 7-inch mark right here. Do you see that? We're on the 7-inch mark. We're going to score 1.5 on each side. So over here, we're going to go 1.5 inch, and we're going to score 1.5 inches score. Then we're going to go here. I flip it over because I want the other side, and I'm going to score this at 1.5 inch. 1.5 inch we're going to score. Okay, so you should have a score line here. Where am I at? I got to make sure I'm getting used to this. We should have a score line here, which is about 2 inches, then a score line here. So our top is the shorter part up here. We're on the 7-inch, the shorter part up here. Let me bring this back down. This is our shorter part right here. So what we're going to do is turn this, and we're going to begin to, where we scored, let me get rid of this because we will not need this anymore. Lord's will. I did it right. I did it right. So we're going to take this, and we're going to go ahead and use your bone folder. And then we're going to go ahead and where we scored here, use your bone folder. Remember, this is our shortest part right here. Let me get a ruler so I can show you what I'm talking about. Our shortest part right here should be, actually, we're about 1 3 1/4. But that's your shortest part, right? And so we're here. We're going to go ahead and fold this over. Use your bone folder. Fold this over, use your bone folder. So you should have three sections that looks like this. It should look like an envelope by now. Let's go back over that real quick. So this was our 8.5 inch, but it should be 7. I'm gonna use my little, it should be 7. Sorry, it's 9. Then here should be, and my dog really has to bark. I'm on the wrong end of this mat. Forgive me. So we're 9 here, and then we're 7 right here. And so we're going to have a larger portion here, a larger portion here. So here is our top. You can mark it if you need to so that you can remember that that's your top. So here, this is where it gets a little bit tricky, so I'm going to go slow. You're going to need some scissors, so go ahead and obtain your scissors. So what we want to do is we want to bring this over. And so in order to do that, we have to get rid of this area right here and get rid of this area right here. So we're going to get rid of this area right here, and we're going to get rid of this area right here because we want to bring this over and we want to fold it. So what we do is we're going to go here, and I'm going to cut slightly on the score line, just on the side of the score line to the corner, and then I'm going to cut this off. Right to the score line, and then right here once again, just a little bit below the score line at an angle, we're going to cut this off. Did you see that? Now I want this I want this a little bit more at an angle. Okay, and cut this off. Got a little piece. Okay, so let's try this again. I want this off. That's not enough. Sometimes I got a little problems cutting them at angles. So you should have an angle right here, and then you should have one right here. I probably should have cut that way. Doesn't matter. So once again, we're going to come up to this score line here, and we're going to cut in a little bit right there, and then we're going to cut this off. Cut all along the score line till you get to the next score line, right? Until you get to the next score line. You stop. We're going to go at an angle. You see this score line right here? We're going to go right at an angle right there, just like that. See that? I didn't do this one correctly, but you get the picture, the gist of it. So now, I don't know what's on this paper. This is where you have the option. On this envelope right here, as you can see, we're going to tape those tabs down, and we're going to round our corners. It's an option, or you can leave them square. You can leave them however you see fit to leave them, right? This one, as you may be able to see inside, let me show you the inside if I can. You see that I tucked everything inside. So on the back, you have a clean slate back here. It's been tucked in, which I'll show you. So it looks more like an envelope, right? This one right here, as you can see, we brought the tabs over. That's why I brought this in for a design. Because when you just have a simple white one, this is much smaller. This was my trial and error. This was much smaller, but see, when you have a simple white one, you have this look like this. So it's up to you, okay? So meaning if we're going with these two looks right here, if that's what you want, or you want to add some more paper to that to kind of spruce up your card, you could do that. Then where we cut these tabs right here, you're going to glue. You're going to get your glue, and you're going to put a little bit of glue here. You could use adhesives, Zots, whatever you want to use, or the two-sided tape. So here, you're going to put your adhesive here. You're going to bring this here, and you're going to bring them around the back and glue them down. Do you see that? That's the look that you're going to get if you want that look. Me, on the other hand, I would do it, but I would have to add some embellishments to that. Now, in order to get this looks really elegant, and I'll show you how I did this. This is just some tulle. And you have the back clear. Set that down. What we're going to do, first let's deal with this. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive. Like I said, you don't have to use, glue. You don't have to use this if you don't want to. And I should have my, I need my silicone mat because when this adhesive gets on this glass mat, it is so hard to clean. I need to clean it now. So what we're going to do is bring this in. And what I generally do is get my thicker bone folder and rub it along here. Sometimes I have too much glue. See, this could have been cut, which I'm going to cut this because I didn't cut this properly. And it's just kind of irritating to me. Okay, so we have this. I have a We Are Memory Keeper. I have the chompers down in my other craft room. So right now we're going to use this, and I'm going to use the largest one, which is a 10 millimeter here. So I bring it here, chop it down, bring it here, chomp that corner, and then you have some nice fresh corners on your top tab, right? So here, since I want this clean look and everything's here and my card fits nicely in here, see, it fit nicely in here, no problems. Then what I need to do is put a little bit, I always tell myself, girl, you need to just put a little bit of glue. Because sometimes I'll be a little heavy-handed on the glue. This is the Glossy Accent by Ranger, okay? So we're going to go ahead. My daughters is making noise as if I didn't ask them, can they be quiet, okay? They just making noise. They're just talking loud, right? So here, we're going to seal this right here. I kind of rub it. I do that. And, of course, it needs to dry. But as you can see, we're enclosed in here. Look at that. Can you see that? We're enclosed in there. And then you have a clean back finish, right? It's clean. Now, you say, what can we do with this envelope? Listen, let me tell you something. This is a very, very sturdy envelope. And like I said, if you were to use this, I didn't put this all the way, and it was my fault. So make sure that when you put the glue on, and I'm pulling it apart, that you line it up. So I didn't do that. Sometimes you have to rescore it again. Not score it, but I think it's called brandish or whatever they call it. Listen, just get your thing and just roll it, okay? Just roll it on here. Rub it down. I'm trying to make this card a card right now. It got too much spring in it. And I've been rubbing it down, rubbing it. Okay. Anyway, if you use I don't really like, I'm doing the glue right now just for presentation, but I like to use it adhesive because the only glue that doesn't really ruin my paper or make it that wet look is this Barely Art. I love this stuff, okay? Love it. I'm just using this right now. Because see right here, you can see how it's kind of warping on me, and I don't like that. But for the sake of this tutorial, we going with it. Okay, so now your card is done, right? So you say, well, how can I seal my card? And I would suggest you use 65 pounds at least if you're going to mail this off without it going into something. Most of my stuff, I put it into something. I'm not just mailing it off. And I'm working with this today, so bear with me because I don't want to have to do a lot of reaching. Okay, so I'm kind of working this through just to kind of, you have to see if you want to just send this off. I would do maybe a heavier weight cardstock than 65 pounds so that it can maintain through the United States Post Office because you know how they be doing it. All your stuff gets bent, and hey, I appreciate y'all though. I do appreciate y'all. I know y'all hardworking, but man, when it's saying do not bend, can y'all not bend? I'm just saying. So here, I think I got this from Heidi Swap's shop, and this is 1/4 inch two-sided tape. You can run that right along here, and you can go ahead and seal it that way. There's another option here where I used my We Are Memory Keepers hole punch, and I did it, I think, off the 1/4 of an inch punch. And then I get my reinforcer here, and I created a reinforce, which you probably can't really see because of the tool, but I created a reinforce. Let me show you right here, so I could put my string through. And I wrapped this, wrapped it around and tied it in a little bow. However, this card would go into something, a gift bag or whatever. I would never mail this in the mail like this. So it's up to you. So as I said, I think I had Happy Planner or some kind of big planner, something that had some real nice rose gold stickers with friends, hearts, and I just kind of threw this together just to make it because I don't know, I like pretty things. This right here, I purchased a spool of this tool from, it had to be Hobby Lobby. So I got it from Hobby Lobby, and it was probably 50% off when I got it. And it's the tool Confetti Glitter. It's very thin. It's pretty. And so what I did was use the, from Stamp It Up, I use the little mini glue dots because I notice if I'm using vellum on a card or something really sheer, you want to be careful about trying to use glue. If you have any other suggestions for me, let me know. Very careful about glue because it'll seep through. You could see it. So these glue dots are here. The really crazy thing about it, though, when I did do the glue dots, I'm able to kind of hold that down because the dots kind of seep through there. So that was pretty neat, but it wasn't hard enough to mess up my paper. But like I said, this would never just go in the mail. And these since these elements, Tim Holtz, I have one of his packs somewhere here. I believe it's this one. And I had no idea that it had the I knew it had the words, but it also has these in there, which I thought was the neatest thing. I was like, yes. So here, I put that on there, believe in yourself. And this, I didn't really finish this card, so I don't really know. I just put that on there. I don't know. I just be doing stuff. So that's it. This is it. I gave you the tutorial. And like I said in the description box, I gotta get her name. I just enjoy watching her videos. Oh, I enjoy watching her videos, and she has an Etsy shop. And I take a lot of what she creates, and I create them off my own inspiration. She's an inspiration to me, but then I recreate with the different things that I have. So I thought this is a great option to be able to use it for your mini slim dies. So that's the tutorial for today. Like I said, I will be coming back in, especially on my YouTube channel, really going full gear with my Cricut, my Cameo, my planners, my Stampin' Up, my cards, because I do this all day. So once again, I'll go over it real quick. Get you an 8.5 by 5, 8.5 by 11 cardstock. The heavier, the better. All the instructions will be down in into the box on description box on how I created this card. I hope and pray this was a very simple tutorial and it wasn't difficult. And if you have problems cutting those little tabs off, it's okay. It's just paper. We could start again. You know what I mean? So thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you soon.